Okay, now let's talk about the drag and drop. What is drag and drop? Drag means picking something from a location and dropping it or placing it in another location is basically drag and drop. Drag and drop is a very common feature. It is when you grab an object and drag it to a different location. In HTML5, drag and drop is part of the standard. Any element can be draggable. This feature has been added in this HTML5 as the new one. Okay, so this drag and drop was not present before. So was not present. What does this mean? I will tell you what is it. So I'll have a div tag, okay, and I'll give some style to it. I'll say width is equals to 300 pixel, height is equals to 300 pixel, and I'll even give some border 1 pixel solid and with black color. Okay, so I'll give this, and I'll even give an image below. Okay, so image tag. Okay, in that I will give bg image dot jpg. Okay, now let's see the output for this. Okay, see here. So here this is the div tag, as in it's looking like a container, right? So our basic concept is to drag this image and drop it in the div tag. But when you notice, we are not able to drag this and drop it. Yes, because there was no such functionality before, but with the help of the HTML5's drag and drop functionality, we can drag this image and place it in this container. So when you notice this, when I drag, the mouse is turning to another not applicable or no signal or something like that, or it's turning to some other symbol. Why? Because it is restricting us, the browser is restricting us to drag this image and drop it to some other location. So it simply says that we are not allowed to drag or drop or do some manipulations over here. So now how to drag and drop, we'll see that first. For that, we'll first give ID for this. Okay, and I'll give the ID as div1, and I will even give ID for the image. ID is equals to, and I'll give it as drag1. Okay, so now this is the basic one, and I will now add another attribute, that is draggable, and I will set it true. Okay, why true? By default, every element in HTML are set false for draggable. That's the reason before not using this HTML5, but before that we are not able to drag or drop any image over here. Okay, so but with the help of this we got an functionality like draggable. So now draggable is possible. So the default is false, right? So we are just changing that false to true over here. Okay, now let's create some functions. Okay, I will do it in the head tag in script. Okay, I'm going to create 3 functions. Okay, the first function is the function allow drop, and with the parameter if. Always remember, the function syntax is the function keyword will be static or constant, then the function name, and then the parameter. Okay, so our first function is the allow drop. In this I will write ev dot prevent default. Okay, so why I am saying this? So basically we are not able to drag, drop, or all the things which we need to do this in drag and drop. We are not able to do that, right? So we are telling the browser that prevent this default settings, because we are going to give something new, right? So we are basically saying prevent this default settings and we make use of our new one. Okay, this is the first function, and the second one is the function, and then the function name is drag with ev as the. Okay, now here I will write ev dot data transfer, okay, dot set data, and in the parameters I'll write text, and then ev dot target dot id. Okay, now what is this? So I am basically storing the data of the image into the text. Okay, so now when it is the matter of this image, so I'm basically storing the data of this image. For example, let's take the data as height, width, dimension, let it be anything. So I'm storing the data of the full data of this image into the text, this text. Okay, so this function is basically doing that work in the first one. Okay, now the third function, and the third function is drop with parameter ev. Okay, now first we are going to do prevent. Okay, ev dot prevent default. Okay, and then we are going to create an variable data. In that we are going to store ev dot data transfer dot get data. Okay, in the parameters I'm going to write text. Okay, now what I'm doing, basically I have got the informations or the data about the image, and I have stored it in text, right? Now I'm storing that data from text to the variable data. So okay, the next step is ev dot target dot append child and the brackets document dot get element by id. Okay, in this I will write data, and we don't need any. Okay, so why? Because this is the variable, so we don't need any inverted commas. Okay, so now what are we doing? In the target we are appending the data which is present in the data variable. So why? See, actually we want this image to be dragged and dropped over the div tag, right? So the data of this div of this image is getting appended to the div tag. So that's the basic thing. So that's been done with this code. Okay, let's go again. This prevent default will just omit all the by default conditions which is there, and then this will set the data of all the it will get the image data and store it in this text, and then we are again preventing the default, then we are creating a variable data, and then we are taking the data in the text and storing it in the variable data, and then we are appending that data into the div tag. Okay, so now let's see. Now let's call these functions. So first in the div tag we will call the first function. Okay, on drag over. Okay, I'm going to use this. In this I'm going to call the function allow drop, and in the parameter I'm going to write event. Okay, and the second thing which I'm going to do is on drop. Okay, in this I'm going to call the function drop. Okay, and the parameter will be event. Okay, so in the div tag I'm making use of on drag over and then on drop. In the on drag over I am calling the allow drop function, and in the on drop I am calling the drop function. Okay, now let's go to the image. In this I have already made draggable too. This is true. This is the first point which is to be noted, and the second one I am going to add is on drag start. Okay, this in this I am going to call the event drag. Okay, so this is all about. So we have created 3 of them. Okay, I have already explained this also again. Okay, and then we are calling all of these 3 in these 2 tags. Okay, 2 of them are called in the div. The allow drop is called because in div we are going to drag the image and going to drop it in the div tag. So we are using the allow drop in the here, and we are even using drop because the image is going to be dropped in the div tag. And here we have made it draggable true because it should be able to, we should be able to pick it from there, right? And then the on drag start to drag it from the start position to reach the end. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, see, my mouse is not changing now. It is yet in it's yet proper. Okay, now I will drop it away. See, my image got dragged from the original position and now it's in the different or in the div tag. Okay, this is how we drag and drop. Okay, the old drag and drop concept is divided into two parts, that is what to drag and where to drop. Okay, so now let's know about this one by one. First, let's go with what to drag. For that, we need to specify what should happen when the element is dragged. So to do this activity, we will make use of two things. One is we will have an event, that is on drag start event. Okay, and the second one which we are going to use is the set data method. Okay, with the help of this two, we are going to learn what to drag. Okay, so for this I will take an example which we have done just now and I'll explain you. Okay, so let's go there. Okay, this is the example for that. Okay, so what am I doing here? I have already told you, I'm collecting the data of the image and I'm storing it in the text, right? So I'm setting the data for text. So what I'm setting, the data of the image has been set in the text. So this is the first thing, and I'm calling it over here. On drag start. So in this place I am calling that drag event. Why? I'm just instructing it that on the moment the drag starts, you call this event. So that event automatically collects the data of the image and sets it in the text. Okay, now let's go to the second one, that is where to drop. Okay, now when it comes to where to drop, we just need to keep in mind only one thing, that is on drag over event. Okay, this event specifies where the dragged data can be dropped. Okay, so I even told you an example. In that example, we are going to drag the image and drop it in the div tag, right? So this is the place where this is the actual content what we are going to do. So in the output I told you, right, this image was already was first in this place, right? So I have dragged this and dropped over here with the help of the on drag over event. Okay, so this is the basic concept. This is done by calling the event dot prevent default method also. Okay, I'll show you event dot prevent default method. Okay, even this both have been used, right? So I will even show you that. See, we have used this event that was the just object, right? Prevent default method in both the places. So what is this all about? It's just preventing all the default settings which is made, because by default draggable is false, right? So in such a conditions, they are just preventing all the default ones, and we are calling it over here. See, on drag over, right? So over here I am calling the allow drop function. Okay, so that it, in the div, when we drop the image, it is ready to accept the image. Okay, now let's go to the another one, that is do the drop. For this, we just need to keep one thing in concentration, that is on drop. Okay, when the drag data is dropped, a drop event occurs. Okay, so for this also we have an example, that is the drop function. Okay, see here, I have created a drop function, right? In that I will again prevented the default conditions and all, and I have created a variable data. In that I am going to just transfer the data which is in the text. So the data in the text is now in the data variable, and then I am appending that data in the target. Here the target is the div tag, right? So from this flow started from where? From the parent place, that is from the image position. We got the data, we stored it in the text, and again the data in the text was stored in the data, and now the data is appended in the target place, that is on the div